Welcome back. The Western Illinois men have won 11 games in a row, Newitt.
And 3 of those have been on the road in the conference. That's very impressive.
They go to 6-0 in league play already. Here are the Leathernecks at Omaha, and then Kansas City making everything on the road in the second half at South Dakota. Omaha ran out to an 11-2 lead in this one, but Western Illinois would regain the advantage by halftime. Ciola Clark to Remy Roberts-Burnett to Adam Link for the spank, and Western Illinois up 32-29 at the half. More jams here. Terrell Parks. Parks had a game-high 19. Western Illinois had a 22-point lead, but watch Justin Simmons leads a furious comeback for Omaha, stealing and jamming. And then Matt Hagerbomber with the steal to Coleman to Simmons for the alley-oop. Omaha cuts the Western Illinois lead to 7. Simmons had 18, but Western Illinois ices it. Don McAvoy with a hoop here, 89-74. Western Illinois wins on the road. In Vermillion, South Dakota hosting Kansas City. USD coach Dave Boots honored for 500 wins as Coyote head coach, but Kansas City would shoot the lights out on USD's home floor. Fred Chapman was 5 of 6 from the field. He had 10 for the Kangaroos. Farmer Gruis was 5 of 8 from the field for the Coyotes. He had 14 for Trevor Gruis. But this is how it went in this ball game. Karim Rossin, right before the end of the half, is going to miss the gimme, and Thomas Staten will grab it, chuck it in from 75 feet away to beat the buzzer at the half. USD led not late in the second half, but in the second half, led at 59-52 on the jumper here by Karim Rossin. But Kansas City shot at 83% in the second half. They were 19 of 23 from the field. Eston Tyler with the 2 of his 25, and the Roos outshoot the Yotes 90-86. All right, Newitt, Kansas City breaks a long losing streak. They had lost 9 in a row on the road before this win, so good for them. But for the Coyotes at USD, meanwhile, offense, not a problem right now. Defense, big problem.
Yeah, big problem. This is the second time they've gotten lit up at home. North Dakota State did the exact same thing to them in their game in Vermillion. And for USD, this one really hurts, Tom, because they just come off that big win against South Dakota State on their home court, and then they trip up and lose to Kansas City.
Got to get it revved up and going again. They're very good at times, the Coyotes are. Eston Tyler, meanwhile, is the player of the week, the first Kansas City player honored in more than 2 years in the Summit League. He was 10 of 13 shooting in that game at the University of South Dakota. 25 points, 0 turnovers in 28 minutes for Tyler, as he is the player of the week. Meanwhile, SDSU and NDSU keep on rolling. The Jacks with a big second half against Fort Wayne, and the Bison got a lot of Trayvon Wright in a win against Oakland. Meanwhile, 2 of the top 3 scorers in the league at Frost Arena. Frank Gaines for Fort Wayne, Nate Walters for South Dakota State, and both put up good numbers in this game. This is Fort Wayne freshman Joe Reed, though, off the bench, 6 of 7 from the field. He had 15 points and 6 rebounds. Good game for Marcus Heemstra, 14 minutes off the bench for SDSU. He had 12 points, and the Jacks had a 34-31 halftime lead. Stayed close for the first 5 minutes of the second half. Gaines rising up for 2 of his 18. Game was tied at 40, but SDSU scored 43 the next 60 points. Walters, Fidlin, and Didlin, he had 29, and the Jackrabbits blow it open and win 83-57. All right, meanwhile, in Fargo on Saturday night, North Dakota State beat Oakland 73-65. Trayvon Wright was outstanding. He had 20 points, 5 rebounds, 5 block shots, and NDSU stays unbeaten with that win at 6-0. And the big bummer coming out of all that, though, in the NDSU win, though, is Taylor Braun broke his foot in this game. He's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks, and he is the Braun. He's the muscle, the toughness, and kind of the glue to that team, isn't he?
And on both ends of the floor, defensively and offensively. And, offensively, they're going to miss his points, about 16 points a game, and how well he's been shooting the basketball, almost shooting 70% from 3 in Summit League games. But I do think the toughness and the defensive part of Taylor Braun's game is what the Bison may miss the most.
And they hope that he can get back at least by the Summit League tournament in that first week of March. Here are the men's Summit League standings right now. North Dakota State and Western Illinois at 6-0. South Dakota State is looming in 3rd place, and then the Coyotes at an even 3-3. Oakland drops to 2-3 after those losses in the Dakotas over the weekend. So here are the games coming up this week. All eyes are going to be on Macomb, Illinois, Newitt, as Western Illinois will host South Dakota State on Thursday and North Dakota State on Saturday.
Yeah, those are huge tilts in the conference, and and it'll be very interesting to see what happens at the top of the conference as things will start separating out a little bit.
All right, when we come back, women's basketball, including a buzzer beater by South Dakota State at Fort Wayne.